I don't like how the camera is situated. Is that better? Is that better? I don't know. So instead of, you know, doom scrolling, all that jazz, I'm instead making a video. Okay, recording a video and editing it, you know, during finals week. Brilliant of me, you know, really. It's ingenious. Ignore how you can see what's gonna come up. Or like, what if I stand here? PowerPoint! Merry Christmas and Happy New Year whenever this is releasing. You know why we're here. You saw the title. It's time to get into it. It's time to get into it. Ignore. You can't see anything, okay? Yes, okay. PowerPoint. What are we doing today? We are renaming DC heroes. Hooray! So, you know, before we get into renaming them, I know that's the entire point of the video, but hold on a second. We need to make sure we understand our basics. What makes a good hero name? We have a few rules. Number one is it's not too obvious. It's self-explanatory. You know, it can't be too obvious. Along with that statement, it can't be stupid or not too stupid. You know, like you can't. Those are the two fundamentals. And then we have like an optional, not really optional, but it's an important rule, but it doesn't have to, you know, be mandated for every superhero, especially if they're underrated. It's if you can remember their name, their superhero name. So those are the three rules. Not too obvious, not too stupid, it's memorable. That's not too hard. Can it be DC? That can't be too hard, can it, DC? Hooray! Yeah, so if your character breaks two rules, it's over. Yeah, it's over with. So let's try avoid that. Okay, next slide. So we have, you know, our big leagues, literally. This league, their names aren't too stupid, they're not too obvious. Okay, there might be an exception, but I think Batman, you know, I think he's become an icon over the years, and I think at a certain point for DC heroes, you get used to the name so much, it's fine. Like, I don't think another name other than Batman could have been on all the, you know, the titles of big comics, you know, coming out, releasing, everyone's getting hyped about the Batman. There's a certain ring to it. Green Lantern is coming in really, really close, but the reason he doesn't fall into too obvious is because his name isn't Green Ring, which would be so much worse. Wonder Woman is fab, you got the double W's. You got Martian Manhunter, the two M's, it works. It fits its identity. We have the Flash, which is the best name ever in DC hero history, in my opinion. Can you guess who my favorite character is based on the bias I just showed? No, I bet you can't. No, it can't be the Flash. No way, no. And then we have Hawkgirl, and we're gonna talk about her later, okay? So, if not the Justice League, Alexa, you know, if you're not gonna change the big names, who are you planning to change? Well, let's go through another league, and see if we can change some of theirs. You know, the big popular names in DC. The Teen Titans! So, you have, you know, your classic gang together. It's not too stupid, it's not too obvious. They're memorable. All of their names are memorable. You know, you have Cyborg. It's not too obvious, because there wouldn't be a DC hero called Robot Man, would there? No, that Robot Man. Sorry, I'm coming after the Doom Patrol now, but no. Robot Man needs to change. It's too obvious. It's kind of stupid. Like, compare it to Cyborg. You know, I feel like they could have done so much better. Instead of coming up for a name with this one, we're going back to his original name. Automaton, or however you'd like to call it. Automaton, Automaton. You know, I think it's a banger name. I think it's not too obvious either, other than being called Robot Man. But like, it's clicky, you know, Automaton, Automaton. It works, in my opinion, and my opinion is clearly always right. Okay, moving on. So, back to the Teen Titans. Yeah, as I was saying, so sorry. You know, Starfire's name is fab. It literally describes her entire, you know, character. You know, she came from the stars. She shoots firebolts, you know, and it's a nice sounding name, Starfire. It's very feminine, it fits her. We have Raven, it also fits her perfectly. We have Robin, it's fantastic. And then we have Beast Boy. We're also going to talk about Beast Boy in the future. I like Hawkgirl, and there's a big reason for that, and you'll see why. But Beast Boy's name also isn't too obvious, because there wouldn't be, you know, a hero called Animal Man. Would there? Animal Man. Too obvious, too stupid. Okay, as much as I'm a DC apologist for a lot of trauma that they've caused to characters, you can guess who. This doesn't fly. Bad. So, we're getting rid of that. Instead, we're gonna call him Red Animist. Why, Alexa, is his name Red Animist? Okay, well, Animal Man's entire thing is to protect the red, which connects him with nature. So, wow, we've got the first part of the word, of the hero name, red. Fantastic. Animist means connected through all types of objects, nature, life, animals. Shocking, isn't it? I think it's a much more banger name than Animal Man. Who saved you today? Red Animist! Or Animal Man. Like, no. Unacceptable, that's not... No. We can't be having that. Okay, so let's move on. Girls, boys, and kids. And no, I'm not talking about you guys. Oh, you silly goobers. You goofiest guys. I'm not talking about you girls, boys, and kids. I'm talking about the nightmare that DC has started. So this was what I was referring to when I said we'll bring up Hawkgirl and Beast Boy later. It's DC's absolute failure of putting girls, boys, and kids, you know, after a name. So, like Hawkgirl and Beast Boy. Now, the reason I'm talking about them specifically is I think they're exceptions. I'm going to talk about non-exceptions in the next slide. Hawkgirl also being part of the Justice League animated universe, I think her name has gotten so big to a point where it's the same as Batman. It's the same as Superman. It's the same as Wonder Woman. You know, big, flashy names. You can't change them at this point. We're so used to hearing them. Is her name too obvious? Oh yeah, absolutely. Is it a bit stupid? Kinda. Is it memorable? Fuck yeah. So is Batman. So, they break the rules, but they've gotten so big, and we've gotten so used to them. I'm letting it slide. They don't need a name change. Same with Beast Boy. You know, characters literally call him BB in certain series or comics. It's his entire title. Also, it's not like Animal Man, Beast Boy. You have a much more nicer ring to that. It works for him. Now, the problems I have, next slide, you'll see. They're too stupid and they're too obvious. So you have Wonder Girl, Supergirl, Superboy, and Kid Flash. Those are fucking stupid. Sorry. It irks me. I understand wanting a connection between two characters. However, imagine for a second, our famous little Robin was called Batboy. No. It sounds so stupid. I feel like if Robin was ever named Batboy, this is the encounter he would get with the Joker. Joker, I finally found you. And who's this you've brought with you, Batman, to save the day, to get rid of me again? Well, Joker, this is my new sidekick, my partner. Hey guys, I'm Batboy. Batboy, fucking stupid name. And then Robin goes to cry himself to sleep that night. Do we get the point? It's stupid. It doesn't sound right. Batboy. And that's what I'm trying to get at when I'm talking about Wonder Girl, Supergirl, Superboy, and Kid Flash. I understand they want a connection with, the original hero. However, you have Robin easily being connected with Batman and then having his own individual hero name, as he's matured, Nightwing. I feel like the rest of them should also get that. Supergirl, when she was 10, was called Supergirl. Supergirl, being in her 50s, is still called Supergirl. I tried my best to rename them. Are they a bit bad? Yeah. Can you say that they're a bit bad? No. If any of you guys say that, I will cry. Yeah. So, let's go through names. We have Mist. It still shows, her entire Greek god familyhood. Genuinely. Instead of just saying myth, mythical, magic, something or other. Mist. It's nice. It's feminine. Who saved you today? The Mist. It's very nice. It's feminine. It's elegant. It's smooth. So Supergirl's name is Stella. It's the exact same, story that Superman had. He came from the stars. It's fantastic. It fits her personality. It's very feminine as well. Stella, it's memorable. And it fits the S on her suit. Superboy was hard to figure out. So I couldn't find any other words that started with S. So then I was like, In Young Justice, he's trying to find who he is, his humanity, his whatever, his purpose in life. So I named him Goodwill. Now, I was happy with Goodwill until my friend pointed out to me that Goodwill is a big brand name in America. I basically called him Walmart or Target. So Goodwill is off the table. I went back to the S, letter idea. So instead I called him the Sacred New. It's not the best, I know. It really isn't. It starts with an S, which fits his S, Sacred New, it kind of shows that he's different as well. Because, as a clone, he was protected all his life, he was sacred, he was, special. And then he's new because he's like the new version of Superman, and yeah. It's better than calling him a sample, which also starts with S. So, guys, I did my best. And then Kid Flash, I stole Roy Harper's name for him. Kid Flash is now renamed Speedy. It fits much more better. Speedy, it's not like, because he hasn't gotten into the role of the Flash yet. Because that's a major deal, You had the Flash, Kid Flash, and then the third Flash. There should be some difference. Speedy, it's much more childlike, before you get to this big title, The Flash. Speedy, he has to upgrade. It's better than Kid Flash to The Flash, So now we have the change. of Miss and Lad. Is it a welcome change? I don't know. Is it better than girls, boys, and kids? Absolutely. So we have... Okay, we're gonna talk about him in a second. We have Matter Eater Lad. I think you can guess which rule he breaks. Actually, not rules that he breaks. And then we have Aqua Lad, and then we have Miss Martian. You know, it's a welcome change. You know, it's different from, you know, boys and girls and kids, you know, just putting it after something. Wonder Girl, Supergirl, it's much better. Miss Martian, you know. However, I don't like the name Miss Martian. I think it's stupid. Sorry, not sorry. So is Matter Eater Lad. Aqua Lad, low-key kind of bangs. Yeah, I'm kind of undecided. I feel like DC should try go more this route more often, other than saying girls, boys, and kids constantly. Will they? Probably not, because it's easier. But I changed their names, or I tried to. I think the one I came up with, Matter Eater Lad, is phenomenal. Instead, he's going to be called The Appetite. It's literally better than Matter Eater Lad. Like, it's... okay, anything is better than Matter Eater Lad. I will admit, but imagine saying The Appetite. I can't do a cool, deep voice. The Appetite saved me. It sounds much more badass. He's a grown man. He's an adult. He needs something much more, you know, better than still being called a lad, you know. Aqua Lad, I had a really rough time. I still don't know what to rename him. I think he's okay as is. Do I like it? It's okay. I renamed him Percy Jackson. I think that's clear enough. I don't think I have to describe that. Then I renamed Miss Martian to Megan Martian. I think her name is fabulous. It also starts with an M. I hate the fact that her only feature for her name is that she's a Martian and that she has to connect with Martian Manhunter. So they just slammed a Miss on it. She should have some identity. I think Megan Martian shows much more of who she is, her character, you know, instead of just being the gender bend version of Martian Manhunter. They even have the exact same suit. Okay, not the exact same, but really, really similar. Or the red X and the blue and the cape, and she needs her own identity. What can I say? Suffer. I'm going to read out a bunch of names that DC have created that end in boy, girl, lass, lad. I want you to feel the pain of this list. Color Kid, Dancing Boy, Stone Boy, Rainbow Girl, Star Girl, Bullet Girl, Fly Girl, Infectious Lass, Janu the Jungle Boy, Dream Girl, Cosmic Boy, Lagoon Boy, Monster Girl, Wonder Boy, Big Atomic Lantern Boy, Lightning Lad. Actually, that one isn't that bad. It's terrible. It's actually terrible. So, after hearing those disgusting... Sorry, I feel like disgusting is a bit too mean. After hearing those questionable, that's a much nicer word, names, we're gonna do a speed round where I rename loads of characters. So, that's... okay. So, Green Arrow is now going to be called Viridian Mark. It sounds much better. I was initially thinking of Sage Shooter, but I feel like Viridian Mark is much more masculine. It's much more out there. Viridian Mark. So I stole Roy Harper's name, Speedy, for Kid Flash, and he's not going back to Red Arrow. That's stupid. So we're going back to one of his other names, Arsenal. It's better. I just had to confirm that with everybody. That name's better. Keep it. Yeah, Atom Man. I don't think there's anything specifically wrong with it. It's just the fact that whenever I think of Atom, I think of Captain Atom, which is, in my opinion, a much more popular character that more people know of, and his name makes much more sense. Captain Atom, it's radioactive, he's a captain, that goes back to his military roots, it's much... whatever. So Atom Man is now going to be called Molecule Measure. I think it fits. Yeah, so as much as I love Question, his name is a bit off, sorry. So instead, I've named him Agent Theory. I think it's much better. So, Fire and Ice, we're changing that shit. As a duo name, I think it's pretty good, Fire and Ice. You know, I feel like in interviews they'd be like, oh yeah, we're Fire and Ice. It's on their own. It's not good. It's really, imagine you're in a burning building and you get saved by fire. And someone asks you, oh, how did you get saved? Fire. Does that make sense? DC's messed up world, where bombs go off every second, aliens come out of nowhere. There's a lot of fire. There's a lot of explosions. Like 90% of people, of regular human beings, they're gonna be in a fire building at one point in their life. And then Ice as well, kinda like if someone asks me, oh, how did you get saved? And I say, Ice has saved me. It sounds a bit too much like a certain group. It's not as good. So instead, they can keep their Fire and Ice duo name. I think it's cute, it's sweet, you know. It plays off both of their powers. But I'm gonna rename them separately. So Fire is now Jade Cinder. I actually wanted to call her Jade Verde because I thought it was much more smooth and rolled off the tongue. But unfortunately, both words mean green. So I couldn't... You can't have a character called Green. That's stupid. It's stupid. So instead we have Jade Cinder and Glacier. I think Glacier is kind of also really feminine, which plays into like her role. You know, very sweet, very kind, genuine. Glacier, it's very soft. The Fox, honestly, I don't have that big of a problem with the Fox. It's just a problem that he doesn't look like a fox. He doesn't even have a fox costume. That's okay, he's not a furry. But his costume, his hero costume, isn't even orange. I feel like if you're called the Fox, there should be some part of you looking like a fox. Like Batman, it's full of bats. You know, Superman, big S. You know, that you've gotta have something. So instead, I named him the Warg. Does it fit his creepy silhouette in that image much more? Absolutely. So then we have Offspring. I hate that name so much. I hate it. I think it's stupid. So, if anyone doesn't know, Offspring is the child of Plastic Man, and apparently they couldn't name him anything better. They needed to really get that connection in, so they just named him Offspring, but then tried to make it smart as if he's like off dash spring because he's springy and he can, no. Stupid. It's, imagine being saved by Offspring. I might as well have been saved by a baby, an embryo. Oh my god, Embryo Man, thank you! Offspring. No. So I instead called him Man Elastic. I think it's much more to his own. It shows his individuality, you know. And then we have Arm Fall Off Boy, or Arm Fall Off Man. I'm sick of these names. I'm sick of them. He's not in the public light that much, obviously. But he's one of the most stupidest names, and so I had to put him in. Arm Fall Off Boy, Jesus. Jesus Christ. Could you not have named it any better? Is that... I named him... Okay. I named him the Armed Amputee. The Armed Amputee. You know, I think it fits, personally. Yeah, so thanks for coming to my PowerPoint. We renamed some DC heroes. I think we renamed 17 new heroes, which is not bad. Maybe I'll rename DC villains next time. Or I won't, because I'll convince my future self that recording and making a PowerPoint during my finals in college is a bad idea. Happy New Year! Merry Christmas! I hope you enjoyed. Those were my takes. If you disagree with them, you're wrong. I'm right. Not to be arrogant, but opinions can't be wrong. Except when they can, which is not in this case. I'm fucking up. Okay. Bye!